Santa's getting a beer.
I wouldn't really call that practice. You know, I'd find a school of fish and we'd fish for them until they stop biting. You know, in practice, you go up there and get a bite and leave.
Yeah.
So I didn't really cover a lot of lake, and the lake's pretty, you know, really large. So I might go back up there after Christmas, probably 4 days, and graph around by myself and check it out.
Do you feel does that hurt you, or does it help you, that pre-practice? Because I don't know that there's a right answer.
It can, you know, it's such a weird time of year too. You know, we're in there. It's late February. You know, you go there this time of year or end of the fall of this year, and it's not going to be the same. So I mean, you got to approach it differently. I just kind of go there to kind of learn the lake a little bit. You know, learn how to run it, get a feel for it. When you go back in February, it's going to be totally different. So it's kind of like you got to be real open-minded when you come back. But it's good to go there, I think, especially when you can, to actually learn a lake and kind of run it and just learn how it lays out. So when conditions do pop up, you know, weather conditions, wind blowing, whatever happens, you kind of got a good feel where you can go and catch a bass possibly. They're never there. It's like every classic practice just about it's totally different. I mean, you go back for the tournament, it's not the same. I mean, you kind of know the lake better, but as far as finding fish and this time of year and going back to them, it's not going to happen. I want everything I might think of with good hooks on it and really organized. So if I go, say, get like a certain plug, like a number 3 plug and a shallow diver, right? And any kind of brand that I have in the boat, it takes me seconds. You know, it doesn't take me a minute to find it. It takes me, 5 to 10 seconds to get that bait in my hand. Me and you are about the last guys off the water every night. I was getting to that age where I had to do something, and fishing's getting older like that, long days, and I don't want to feel it, so I started running, and I got into it, head over heels. I mean, it's awesome. I run right now. I'm running between 30 and 40 miles a week, and my long runs are about 10, 11 miles. I mean, one run, but the way it makes you feel without eating certain things, like cayenne pepper on my peanut butter and jellies. I'll eat certain foods like peppers and stuff in the wintertime, like the Classic when it's really cold out, just to heat my body up, and it does help. I've been doing that for about 5 or 6 years.
Before he launches in the morning, he actually rubs Ben Gay on his crotch. 15 Classics in a row, 6-time Elite Series
15
winner.
in a row. Wait, hold on, I think I missed one. The one you won, I missed.
What are you trying to say? If you were there, Mike might not have won that?
Probably not.
You know what? If it was anybody but Aaron, I'd disagree. But I'd have to agree. I probably wouldn't have. 62 top 10 finishes, $2 million in earnings, 2-time AOY winner.
I've gotten like 13 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, what's the deal with backing up your reels with braid?
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That makes the spools lighter. That's something I learned in saltwater. Being a saltwater fisherman before I freshwater fished, we'd always put Dacron on for backing, in case you hook a yellowfin or something big that's going to spool you. Well, I did that with my baitcasters just because I didn't want all the line on there. It's heavy, so I started doing the Dacron or the braid, and it makes the spool lighter. It gives you maybe 5 or 10 more feet, but if you're pitching and flipping, especially a smaller bait, you can totally tell a difference in the way the spool, how quick the spool moves, the initial spin on it. So you can actually pitch smaller baits, lighter baits easier than you could without having backing on there. And I can replace my line more often without wasting line.
A lot of guys are using braid all the way and tying leaders, fluorocarbon leaders. I do a lot of that fishing. Do you do that in your fishing?
I do that quite a bit, especially on the dropshot and shakey head, spinning gear. Not as much on the baitcaster. I do my top waters with braid, fluoro leader. If they're on a really good jerkbait bite and you're ripping it really hard and fast, and you want to not wear yourself out doing it all day, I'll do like 20-pound braid with like a 16-pound fluoro leader, a short leader, just to keep it from tangling itself.
It's getting cold out, and you know what that means. Cold weather, cold water fishing. Jerkbait time, and I love jerkbaits. I love them from the late fall all the way to the early spring. Anytime that water temperature's in the high 30s to low 50s, I'm always thinking about a suspending jerkbait as being a good bait.